welcome back to my channel. Today I will introduce you to the risotto, an Italian first course dish typical of northern Italy. Today I will teach you the basics of cooking a perfect risotto. Once you have learned the cooking technique, you can cook any other kind of risotto you may like, even fish or meat risotto. I will try to expand on the topic as much as possible and teach you all of my tricks. To cook a perfect risotto, you must follow a method which is always the same for any kind of risotto. Prepare the broth, poach the garlic, soften the onion, saute the vegetables, toast the rice, deglaze with wine, add the cooked vegetables, cook the rice with the broth, add butter and cheese, as well as the fresh herbs and spices. If you follow all of these steps in the right order, you will not make mistakes and you will have a perfect Italian risotto. Today I will use zucchini and bell peppers. Using this method, you can choose other ingredients such as carrots, potatoes, cauliflower, green beans, spinach, or pumpkin. There are no limits. Let your personal taste and creativity inspire you and create new combinations. In Italy, there's a great variety of rice suitable for risotto. The most common varieties are arborio, violone nano, carnaroli. All of them are suitable for risotto. Have a look at the ingredients we need. 1 bell pepper, yellow or red, 1 zucchini, 1 onion, red or white, some garlic, butter, Parmigiano cheese, some parsley. We also need a half a glass of white wine. Don't spend too much time deciding which white wine to use. For risotto, we never use expensive or valued wines. Wine gives a touch of acidity, making a contrast with the neutral taste of the rice. It's not a matter of adding the taste of the wine. We will also need about 1 liter of vegetable stock. So I will also teach you how to make a vegetable stock from scratch. Let's get started. First step, prepare the vegetable stock. Cut the carrot in half, the onion and the potato. This way you will be able to get more flavor from the vegetables. Put everything into a stock pot and add about 1.5 liters of water. I will also add some pepper granules and bay leaves. This is one of my secrets, a way to enrich the stock. There's no limit on which spices to add, it's just up to you. The more flavoursome the stock is, the better the risotto will be. For example, ginger powder is another good idea. It's perfect with zucchini and bell peppers. Now put the lid on and bring the stock to a boil. While the stock is being prepared, we'll go ahead with all the vegetables for the risotto. Garlic. Let's get 4 cloves. First, cut off the bottom and peel it. I usually use 2 garlic cloves per person. You should use garlic in most of your everyday meals, as it's a powerful natural antibiotic. In Italy, we include garlic in as many of our dishes as its aroma brings out the taste of each ingredient. Here we have it. Now, get a garlic press. To me, this is an essential tool in my kitchen. It's irreplaceable and its use makes the difference. I'll show you how to use it. Put in 1 clove at a time, squeeze firmly, and with a knife, scrape to collect the pulp. Remove and don't use what remains in the press. It's the outside skin of the cloves, and you should never use it, as its taste is really too strong and could cover the other ingredients. Do the same with all the other cloves. Here is what we have: finely minced garlic pulp. Set aside. If you don't have a garlic press, please do buy one. It won't cost you much. Otherwise, mince the garlic with a knife, as I do here. First horizontal cuts, then vertical cuts, and then cuts in thin slices. If you don't have a garlic press, it's okay, but the final result you get is very different. Let's get an onion, white or red, as you like it. If you choose a red one, your risotto will be more colorful, so it can be a good idea. I show you how to dice an onion properly. Peel and rinse your onion and cut it in half lengthwise. cut side down. Trim the head. Then, slice 2 or 3 times down the length of the onion, but not all the way. See how my left hand holds the onion steady, with a grip like a claw. Turn the onion towards you and do the other vertical cuts all the way across the onion. Then, slice down as finely and evenly as possible. The onion is an essential ingredient for a perfect risotto. If you dice and cook it properly, your risotto will be creamy even if you don't add butter and cheese. When it's done, put the chopped onion in a bowl and set aside. It's time for the bell pepper. Cut it in half. And then in half again. Cut off the stem and all the white stuff, as it can be quite bitter. Cut the quarters in strips, as I do. And then cut in cubes. Here you are. Put everything in a bowl. Get a zucchini. Trim it. Cut in half and then in half again, as it will be easier. Cut into strips. Then cut into cubes, more or less the same size you cut the bell peppers. The same size guarantees the same cooking time. Here we have it. Put the zucchini in the same bowl where you put the bell pepper. We will cook them all together. Parsley now. First, rinse it well. I will show you how to mince it. Cut off the thick stems. Fold the leaves and with a knife, chop it roughly to reduce its volume. Then, with 2 hands on the blade, move the knife back and forth, as I do. Parsley is an essential ingredient as it gives the right kick to your risotto. Never forget to add it. It also gives a touch of fresh color. I always use it fresh, as its crispiness makes the perfect contrast with the tender rice. To mince your fresh parsley, you can use an electric mixer. I always suggest to do it with a knife, as you practice and improve your manual skills. Learning how to hold a knife properly is an essential skill that is always worth learning or improving upon. If you use an electric mixer each time you have to mince something, you simply learn how to switch a button on and off. Now the job is done. Set aside. By now, all the vegetables are ready. The stock is boiling, and it's ready as well. It's time to cook our risotto. But first, let me teach you one of the most important tricks in the kitchen. In this recipe, we have 3 different ingredients: garlic, onion, and vegetables. They have 3 different cooking times. Garlic needs 1 minute, onion more than 5 or 6 minutes, and the vegetables will be ready in 3 to 4 minutes. That means that I cannot cook them all together. I have to respect the different cooking times. Cooking times depend on the volume and quantity of water. So, let me show you how to resolve this problem. We will cook them in 3 different steps. Get a sautéing pan. This is the one that I will use. It's quite a heavy pan with a thick bottom. It's a non-stick pan, a very good Italian product. Choosing the right kitchen tool is a great help. You will gain time and have better results. You need a shallow and broad pan as all the vegetables need to absorb the heat very quickly. It should also allow you not to overcrowd the ingredients. The second step for a perfect risotto is to poach the garlic. Let me show you what I mean. Pour a spoon of olive oil into the pan. Add the minced garlic and a full ladle of stock or water. Stir. Always add some stock or water, otherwise the garlic will burn and get bitter, which is the biggest mistake you can make. Low heat. Put the lid on. Let the garlic cook in the simmering stock for at least 1 minute. Now the garlic is done. Whenever a recipe requires garlic, you should always poach it before adding other ingredients. Poaching the garlic is the only way to make it easy to digest and preserve the aroma and taste. Third step, add the onion, some more stock, stir, put the lid back on. Cook the onion until it's tender and translucent, until it's similar to a puree. You will need about 5 or 6 minutes. Don't be afraid to overcook it. The more you cook it, the more creamy your risotto will be. Fourth step, add the vegetables. You will need the vegetables at this step no matter what vegetables you have chosen. Some more stock. Add 1 teaspoon of sea salt, which will help to bring out the water from the vegetables. Then put the lid on. Cook your vegetables until tender, but still crispy. Don't overcook them. To know how many minutes your vegetable needs to cook until tender but crispy is a question of practice. The only way to know if they are ready or not is to taste. If they are done, put the lid back on, switch off the heat, and set aside. All our ingredients are ready. The base of the risotto is done. You can use it immediately for a risotto, or you can store it in a jar and leave it in the fridge for 5 days or 3 months in the freezer. As mushrooms are only in season in autumn, I store the base for mushroom risotto in the freezer for a risotto in wintertime. This is just an example of what you can do. Now we need a pan to cook the rice. You need a pan like this, shallow and broad with a thick bottom. This is my favorite one. The fifth step is to toast the rice. Put the pan over low heat. Add about 2 tablespoons of olive oil. Add the rice all at once. Stir thoroughly until the grains are well coated. Toast the rice and let it absorb the heat. Stir from time to time, otherwise the rice will stick on the bottom. You will need about 2 to 3 minutes. The only way to know if the rice is well toasted is to touch it. If it's hot, it's ready. Now add half a glass of white wine. Stir and let the rice absorb it. Add 4 ladles of hot stock quickly and stir again. From this moment, set the timer according to the cooking time which is written on the rice box. According to the rice I chose, I will need 16 to 18 minutes. Sixth step, add all the cooked vegetables. They should be hot. Stir and add some more stock. Rice needs hot broth to cook. The heat from the pan is not enough, which means that each time your rice absorbs the stock, add 2 more ladles of stock and let it cook. Add 2 teaspoons of salt. Remember that the vegetables have already been salted. Cook the rice over medium heat. At this point, what you have to do is check, from time to time, that the rice always has enough stock to cook in and that it doesn't stick. so stir from time to time and add 2 more ladles of stock when needed. Usually, I will need about 1 liter of stock. Cook the rice over medium heat for 4 minutes more. Check if the risotto is salted enough according to your personal taste. If the risotto needs more salt, add it now. We still have 3 ingredients to add: butter and Parmigiano cheese, plus fresh parsley. It's not mandatory to add them, but they ensure creaminess and taste. If you don't add them, your risotto will still be tasty, but a lot lighter. If you add butter and cheese, your risotto will be incredibly yummy. I personally do not add butter, but I do add cheese. Anyway, I'll show you how to add the butter and cheese here. When the cooking time is over, taste your risotto. If it's done, switch off the heat. The 6th step is to mix in the butter. Add the butter and cheese to your taste and stir. The 7th step is to add fresh herbs and spices. Add parsley or any kind of fresh herbs always at the end, never at the beginning or in the middle of the cooking. The aroma is too delicate to resist long cookings. I also love the crispiness of fresh herbs, so don't cook them. Fresh ground black pepper is also always a good idea. Put the lid back on and let your risotto rest for 1 minute so it will absorb the parsley aroma. The risotto is ready. Serve it immediately alongside more cheese for your guests to add to their taste. I promised to show you a video how to use the ingredients we used for the vegetable stock. A little secret, you can even make a soup with them. Now you know how to make a perfect Italian risotto. You can practice at home using any other kind of vegetable, like pumpkin, mushroom, potato, or whatever you like. If you want to read a comprehensive explanation of risotto and our Italian traditions, visit my website and also have a look at my other online cooking courses. Let me know if you need any more info and leave me a comment below.